Welcome back to China Stage 1, everybody. Clashes with Pacific, so we're focusing on this one. And the first game in the second day is All Gamers versus DRG. Rematch of a kickoff game that we saw too. I think for both teams it's been small adjustments to like rosters, but I can go over all out when we get a second. Because All Gamers picked the map, DRG actually picked attack first. And Frenzies and Classic Spam is the thing that's winning out. Just 3 players to peek into. Like, good fight actually from All Gamers. I how they managed to fight all of that together. But DRG just going for the like pushing elbow, execute.
这个中路偏守防家的位置，这几乎是捡不了了。
这一波手 Nice little double peek too as well.
看到他们其实是想用
Yeah, well played from All Gamers. With the pistol on their map pick, at least the first one.
可能会有一点理想化，因为一是交火距离相对会比较近一点，被对手混就。
DRG are letting Yuchen take those instead of LT. Is it just him in the coach slot? Because Nate had Wolves of Nate and Jungle. Yeah, whilst we're on like a eco for these guys, but All Gamers, the other thing that they've done is swap the roles of these 2 players. Delby's gone over to be Sentinel full time, it seems, and Spitfire's the ex-Rare Atom sub. It's going to be over on Duelist. As for DRG, we say goodbye to Dingwei for now. He was like the silver player in place of Xion. So I guess, yeah, they're maybe going to be playing a lot more like double controller stuff. Like Viper Harbor here, maybe Omen Viper on stuff like Sunset. And Nick, DRGL, is moving from sort of being a flex player to just being main initiator. That's what it looks like.
然后直接打一波进来 ，DLB 是先被混掉了一点血量啊。来了，近点，想要通过海盾完成爆能器的安置。
Yuchen being head coach, I think that would make a lot more sense. Like Yuchen knows the players pretty well.
DLB 也收人了，剩下的见缝插针。
Like knows a lot about playing in game 2.
进不来啊，本身自己的枪械就比较劣势，再加上还是那个问题，两边都是双控场。哦，这样的话。 Bont 再把 Nick 给收掉，只剩下 Vokasu 一个人，自己其实已经是队伍里面最好的火力配置了，正义加上轻甲，但是没有办法，没有更多的一个交火的机会交给他。这一分也可以看看 Vokasu 的手到底热不热啊？因为现在正义打长枪的压力是很大的，练枪了，现在就是来想要捡到这个爆能器是非常困难的。先把弯道摸通，后续有没有侧身机会没有？哇
，Teammates and flawless. Who you got winning this series? I'd probably say DRG. I think that this feels I'd say like in average for the community. A lot of people would be really down and out on All Gamers, but I'm not as much. I think that like, cause somebody like came in here just like what 5 minutes ago was like, is All Gamers like the worst team in China? And I'm like, I don't think so. But I think they've got a really good team. It just takes time to set it all up. But there's a chance that like All Gamers can win this series, and also All Gamers can actually go on and do some pretty good stuff. It's just the same problem as Wolves, where it's like you don't really know what the hell's like going on.
前顶啊，直接给 Vokasu 在互流之后给抓掉了，而且这个闪的效果还是非常不错的，差一点点，可惜是一把燎犬啊，而且感觉 DRG 还是有所防备在的。其实我觉得打残了也行，因为现在
So bonus now, and they've already lost Vokasu.
小枪还是偏多一点的。
And DRG kind of doing the thing that they said that they wanted to do less, which was just like 5-man executing places. Just straight rushing. I don't know why they're spamming that, but somebody might need to at Lexi. Or I could just mod like Geekess and just let them tidy shit up. Shame that you sort of get the first kill and then get bodied out, but you are up against the full buy, and it's only the one that they lose with Vokasu. I mean, it's only Luke that takes more damage from it.
实际上我们会感觉后续 DRG 在拿到了一个手差优势之后，5个人的堵点已经是堵到对手4个人了。但是有的时候你就会发现 DRG 就是这样的队伍。
Yeah, it's always a bit tricky, I suppose, with
包括如果换成可能其他队伍，他们会考虑在当时去进行一些转点动作，但是 DRG 很坚定。
I mean, it's like a couple of bots from the look of it.
而且打出了效果。2楼 Luke 这里上2楼帮忙队友拉到的这个枪线也相当的关键。其实我们刚刚看到瞥到一眼海神这个视角，希望这里有点危险的，但还好在2楼的 Luke 已经是及时的帮他解决掉了一个枪线。那么就要来到 AG 的关键分了，也是全员的长枪。
现在前点位通过瀑流去做控制，那此时前点位其实拿到了奇乐的信息。
The full buys on either side. You got the reckoning from Monk as well.
虽然看上去危险，但最后的一个结局是只掉了一把枪。
Pushing up, clearing the
这
turret.
边是有非常大的一个存续的。
至
少
protocol so far.
我觉得 AG 目前的变化是有的。他
I'd have kicked them, but what can I do? I mean, yeah, I can
控制前点位了。他给到了
maybe sort out mods stuff. Like I'll do it in a break because I'm recording this for Sliggy's channel, right? So I don't wanna
也已经是给了。 探测到了黄
faff
香位置没有
around.
人的，而且有狂潮，还有独木。现在对于黄香位置，AG 其实是有点担心的，他们是不清楚黄
He's
香
maybe a
有
bit
没
of
有
a bad attitude. Not here too. Is it just everywhere?
是抱团打一波 A 点只有单挂 Speedfires。
哦，这个时候再给出灵眼修探，知道黄香没有人了，那这个时候应该要意识到 A 点可能要被进攻了。
哦，有一定的提前量回防的情况。
This is the it's similar to a Sadak setup that he has. Reckon it's good to be used. They get the kill onto Xion just beforehand. Really nice fight from Spitfires. I actually like Monk being aggressive here too.
马路正中央的位置啊，
I think this duo of like Monk and Bunt, because they were on the same team of attacking Soul, like I was really hyped to see them play actually. Ooh, Nick, okay. He has to 1 versus 5 if he wants to get this. Oh, he might. Oh my god, he might. There's no time, no 10 seconds. Assault 9 isn't running away. He's stuck. He can't, like... And he just doesn't expect him there at all. Oh my god, it's just 3 rounds into this, and we've already seen one of the most unbelievable rounds that we've ever seen in Tier 1. I actually can't believe he 1 versus 5 ace. Is that the first ace of VCT China? It is for stage... No, it isn't. For neither like stage 2 or like altogether. That's a crazy ace. The first 2 were really good. The second 2 was like, oh dear. And then the 5th was just, Sodline was just not aware. Oh my god. That's your IGL as well. What is it with IGLs in this region just getting fucking ridiculous aces?
但后续 B 区的前压能否料到背身是一个未知数。中路正面也在顶，但是 Nick 又完成了补枪。
It forces him onto an eco too. Sorry, I just need him. Need a minute to recover from what we just saw.
看到了暴拳这个金刚环的位置了，哇，两个人是一起啊 ，Sean 和 Luke。
The spacing is a little bit like this is with a lower buy, not too much, but the awareness I think of like how all gamers were playing this before.
哇，我觉得
not great.
前2分就是 DRG 拿的这2分，对于 AG 来说都很难受，就又有一点回到了当时起点赛那种感觉，就是我的部署已经
Just lurking around to see if he can catch anybody out here.
你突然会有这样的
I mean, he wants to die to the spike no matter what.
AG 来说，他们要开始去想 Plan B 了。
And if he can help it, I mean, all of these ultimates, you definitely don't want Vukashi to get the kill, get closer to a lockdown. Xion could obviously work their way up towards Reckoning, but that's what they're going to be doing. Oh, what a start.
这一分其实就没有太多悬念了嘛，其实两边都有去做一些博弈。首先是守方的前顶，但是没有顶出效果，然后接着就是残局的一个1v4了。
What even was like? What does the word mean that they were spamming?
选择要去打一个非常规。但是 Monk 其实是在
I don't want to even say it out loud because it's probably not a good word.
多了啊，前5个回合。
It's either super dumb or probably something that you shouldn't say.
这个对于 DRG 来说也是一个可以收集到的信息了。
是的。
Alright, full buys back again. Use the Reckoning, the last full buy that you had. You probably should have won the round. Showstopper for Spitfires though. This has been good at least from all gamers being able to fight this. They haven't gone to break the turret this time. But like they don't need to. But they have good stuff almost coming online. I mean, Bun's just listening out. Knows that the Cascade has gone up. Orb's been picked up.
前点也没有激进的想要
But is that
时间就控到黄香啊。第2季这里还是只能慢慢来。
KO Knife coming in to just get some information. Gonna shut all of this Viper stuff down.
那后续 B 区安包其实还是要依托海盾。
I do like this like lurk up here too, just because now you had an inclination that people were still here. KO Knife gets information. You got the rotate, so maybe the Viper being able to push and catch rotations here would be good. The only problem is you got the alarm bot watching here and then the turret watching in kitchen.
，TZH 也暂时没有。
So TZH is just hoping that somebody hasn't put utility here, that they might just come and like peek him to get info.
有点多，我们先转吧。这一波好像意识到了。
But all gamers giving him absolutely nothing. 30 seconds. There's too many people stacked up here. The turret being broken is good because it is going to stall these guys out from rotating.
了一些悬疑感，对手现在被迫有人得去看这个点防。
But you don't have a Viper wall for A. You got the Harbor wall to come in, recon dart, see if anybody's on site. Nade and showstop, but this could stall the plant, right? As soon as it gets tapped. Actually doesn't use it to stop the plant, just gets the kill onto Vukashi, but 5 versus 3. You have got a Hunter's Fury, so Nick is just chilling out here a bit more. 2 people just playing around this cove as much as possible. Alright, good retake. I like the idea from Xion. It's a very Forsaken-esque, like, putting a cove here for something to play around. But I also really like that all gamers didn't break it, they just held. Basically until they got some of the other kills. Like, alright, we got everybody else, let's just break this cove and fight whoever's like in here or around it.
可以看到目前看来近点连掉2人的情况下，残局几乎是没机会的。
是。
Yeah, very nice.
有回复，有无效命令，这一分 AG 依旧是有筹码可以使用的。目前在三东港 AG 的选图里，两边打的是不可开交。
Showstopper reckoning on attack again.
接近的 AG 依然还是想要去发挥他们在战术和对于对手针对上面的一个优势的。DRG 的前几分很多都是有这种。 有点不讲道理的个人能力的一个爆发了。
对，
这其实还真的是有一点两个。
It's so hard to play up against this comp, like mirrored, I suppose.
DRG 的转点还是偏少一些，因为就包括
because you have to respect these harbor walls. You can't flash through them because you don't have a gecko or a KO.
看来的话 ，AG 他更多时候在听到你打哪一边，立刻就会做一个重防，因为你几乎是不会转点的。
对。 AG 这里感觉也捕捉到。
Also here, like all gamers, not the usual comp.
对吧？哎，但此时好
，because they don't have the silver, they just have the KO.
首先是 B 区推了一个铺流控前点，第二时间交了个无人机。
So solo initiate KOs
不算特别足
，kind of a good idea.
要鉴于其实两边都是单先锋了，给上一个小型无人机已经是这个属于DRG能给的最大的尊重了。
OK，
那前点感觉有骗到吗？看一下 Swarnight 其实是来到了 B 点。
I just feel that the
现在应该是要知道打 A 了。
tried and tested stuff on this map isn't as appreciated as much as it should be. Good position for Luke to be in. Knows that there was somebody heaven too, so maybe could have got the spray and got another one. It was the most based name. There's a play called Free for All in Tier 2. I'm pretty sure there's a play called I'm Better as well. I know that there's a Tier 2 team called Boring Player.
同时 A 区前点位，哦呦，先打一个试用期，不错的。第二时间贴脸再往下摸，头顶有人。
And this Fury finally used. All of the fights coming in. Like Luke and Vukashi trying to fight this together, bunts on their own. Doesn't see TCH in this corner. I mean, so far this is like end-to-end stuff.
还不错的 timing， 但是还是那个问题，就是你。 进攻方安置了2楼爆能器以后，自己有太多位置可以去守了。
I think from even like the games yesterday, with like how Wolves played some parts of it, like Tyler and Billy. There's definitely more like EMEA inspiration, I think, in China's play in comparison to before. Like it is a lot slower than it has been previously. But an all game is timeout.
杰锋的一个优势在了，他自己有这个一个漂移的被动，他能够来到一些比较轻松的来到一些非常规的位置。明显刚刚这个位置就是在对手头上有一点点没有意料到了。
他是搭配了队友的独木嘛，他在广告牌上凭借这个一些身位上的错漏去抓到了侧身。
对的。
此时 AG 也是叫出了暂停，虽然说现在分差没有拉太大，但是DRG此时的进攻这种打法可能让 AG 有点难以招架了。
是我们看到这一波对于 DRG 来说，他们是一个成功的拉扯，用这样的一个枭雄无人机是成功的骗到了 AG 第一时间的回防，导致说他们其实进点以后是基本点内没有太多的这个。
Seeing this, I want Riot to honestly design their map that doesn't make the team just fall back and spam free smokes.
战术的广度也体现出来了，我有转点战术，我也有 fake 战术，并且我会穿插着来打。那这种时候 AG 会有点摸不着。
I think at the very least, what I would like is
就是安置一个。
essentially for there to be more like UI things to show whether somebody's been sprayed for a smoke or not. That's kind of what I'm looking
看
for.
来的话，整体问题还是集中在安包这件事情上，千万不能让 DRG 完成爆能器安置，不然他们有太多手段去守住这个包了。
而且其实目前来说啊 ，DRG 赢下的这几个回合基本上都是对于 A 点的一个进攻，
没错
，B 点都是 fake 一下。
再就是回到比赛，现在3比4的比分 ，AG 中路再次做控制，但是 A 区是4人重防，这一分枪械劣势啊，近距离交火可能会有些机会。
好像还是就是想要去推一波 A 啊，但是 A 点又是5人重防来了，10个人在点里面去打了，看到了有一条腿。
Right, Dash is in.
是的，爆拳引发，我看
Going back in on it.
连敲2颗。
Oh my God, Del B.
被试用期补掉，枪械。
I mean, we need to see it from their POV. I don't know how they've managed that.
第3时间试用期3杀到手，有个背身的机会好像没看到。
2个海
在高点
互相找，
搜了没？搜到了，但是 Mark 敲头了，一口翻分。
I don't know what they said in the timeout, but Jesus fuck.
成功的堵到了，又是10个人点内的大混战。
对，
但是这一定对于防守方来说，如果堵对了点，防守方在枪线。
It was the most based name in. Oh yeah, answer that. Sorry.
包括其实我觉得 Del B 的这手枪3杀也非常的关键。看一下视角，就是一颗。
Oh my God, he almost got 4.
而且他其实打掉了很多关键场。
Just narrowly missed a shot onto. Who would it be? Luke.
这样的一个。Eco 的一个
Nice response, especially after the timeout. Eco can't really go much better.
上半场的比分去一边倒，我们看到 DRG 其实经济也没有想象中那么好，两边的比分是相当交错。
Knife from all the way back here to get information.
和 Del B 都有全面封锁，但是作为进攻方呢，全面封锁可能会被迫要先交，因为他需要去抢占控制。
Shion's picked up the op. They're one away for TCH.
可能也会是当前这一分的关键点。
对，而且同样的全面封锁在一定程度上会克制到魁父，两边的蝰蛇其实魁父也都。
Pacific and China have the best sheriff and guardian users, yeah. They're some crazy aim players.
已经是把黄腔侵占到一半了。
哎，这 Luke 摸得好快，就差点抓到一个侧身。
这直接赶紧珠峰回来了。但是这波 B 点到底是不是要打呢？我们看到Bunt手里的2个蛇吻还在，他特别稳。
How's Bunt looking this far? I mean, good. I think Bunt and Monk have been really good on this squad.
第2时间回防在远端。
Like Monk was a very like aggressive player beforehand. For attacking Soul. Like on the roles that he plays, a little bit more aggressive than you'd expect. Lockdowns either side though on this B plant, and what 5v5?
保证会不会被雪人区的人给抽啊？如果这里蛮要调整一下位置的，
烟雾很重要，最后1秒的时间先撤，但是看到人了 ，Del B
Good fight from Del B. Like there's no utility for this corner. Like no molly, no nano swarm, no nade, which could have come in nicely. So Del B just clears it themselves, and they all push in, all behind the cascade, all behind coves. Del B, really good fight from him.
伤害确实太低了一点，
姗姗来迟了有点。卢克这个地方可能会比较可惜，因为他们的战术部署就是让卢克一个人留这儿，但是可能就是在
Once Fukashi gets warmed up, easy dub for DRG. I like Fukashi. I mean, he's an incredible player. But I think for DRG, the one thing I want to see is just the whole team perform better as a squad. I don't want to see what I saw with like losing against FPX, where if Fukashi gets shut down, then everything else kind of falls apart. Because he's so much of a carry.
看当前这一分，现在是混起的一方变成了 DRG 啊，那这个3把长枪，其实正面火力是足够的。
哦，人好多。
先走。
看了一眼。
Delby's been pushed hard. Any reaction to this? The Reckoning is a really nice one.
这是防守方的一个抱拳。
对。
Makes this a really awkward fight to just go and push. A hell of a response from all gamers. This looks incredibly clean.
这怎么可能？
正好又不好补枪，这个狂潮画出来以后，你说他队友 Luke 在里面也不好从里面直接拉出来。Del B 好来劲儿，
好像他确实发挥变得更加亮眼了。
对，
那这个选位上的转变，看来是一个正收益。
幻影魅力时刻，就这种距离的幻影，豪爽，多接的能力确实是非常强。包括他其实处理了更多。
So confusing seeing 0 silver on Icebox. I mean, it's more common now. I don't like agree with it. I guess no.
打进来主要还是面对上了对手有一个抱拳在。
I'm definitely like open to the idea of teams experimenting. I suppose.
对他走不了了。
Right, like I feel like there is room to try stuff out. Like I liked Team Liquid's comp yesterday with the Harbor Gecko.
这波想要提的
But I don't, especially for new teams, I don't know why you just don't go for the tried and tested stuff.
完美的
Like, you don't need to.
现在 DRG 也叫了暂停。
I feel like just maybe coaches at this point are just going for a period where they want to like
AG 对对手的研究应该是
make their print on the game. Like I've seen maybe how like for somebody like Anders to cook up comps and like have them be meta, and for like I'm using him as an example because I think he's really the only one. Like of a coach that sort of cooked up comps that have become mainstays. I feel like everybody's trying to do that. Like almost like they're trying to prove their worth as coaches by coming up with stuff that's a little bit harder to anti-strat.
再搞一个出来的，只差3个点嘛。上半场还有这个回合和下一个回合已经是目前
Yeah, I'm a bit sort of worried about like all gamers attacking, I suppose. 'Cause, like if you're DRG, you just like play these positions, right? You just 50-50 angles everywhere. At least with a Gecko Flash, you get some form of info. Like KO Knife is just the only form of intel is crap.
这个回复要怎么处理？
爆能器是安置在回复之外的呀，这是用浮标线，这么快！我的天，这个混烟有效。
Because she's not buying armor.
换了一个安全点的位置安，我卡鼠的血量
I guess he just can't afford it. Like they've decided to force up and buy up.
不能把爆能器给安置下来。
我卡鼠能走吗？现在如果有
And they've used the Viper's Pit here, but they've planted like inside.
尬在这儿了呀，博开鼠也只有1滴血。
棒的是能回复叠回复的，而且爆能器是在
That's a little bit
隔绝
worrying.
点开始了。棒他收掉了我卡鼠，现在只有回复中的2人，尼克连扛2人，这一波他能兜住吗？
对，但是这个回复挡在这里，他们是没有办法管到这个爆能器的。这个爆能器是一个在回复里完全
Recon all the way backside.
黄香了，唐哲浩顶了一个。
想要进来
哦
Yeah, TCH just farming them up one at a time.
保持距离，2个人你退我进，你进我退。唐哲浩
Good, I guess, recorrection from DRG. It's a little bit worrying when you like have the Viper's Pit and you can't plant in it for one.
圈套里面了。
对，而且唐哲浩残局非常稳，他刚刚这一波是
1-1 to GE. Yeah, keep me updated on the scores for the other games.
这一分其实有很多的伏笔。首先是用
Oh, they tried to like plant in a cove out of the Viper's Pit. So it wasn't even like because I thought like, you know, Vukashu, Russian player, doesn't speak much Mandarin. Understandable like if he gets panicked and forced to plant in that corner. But you're seeing what Xion plant here in a cove. It's further up, right? It's like here. Like the Viper's Pit hit this like corner.
有可能一发致死的。
And Viper's Pit now used on defensive B main. You got an alarm bot there to help.
有点压力，但想要强闯回复还是有难度啊。上半场最后一分还是先稳一些。
Who's DRG's IGL again? It's Nick.
而且我们要看一
Nick
下
and Sword9 are the IGLs.
依然还是有终极技能的，自己的晚焰火是准备就绪的。
A 区呢已经给到了前点位的狂。
Yeah, Vukashi is funny with how he like buys armor and what he buys on like
中路，但是中路刚刚
like watching his stream on like Twitch and stuff.
这要去打
The amount of times that he just goes like no armor, no utility, sheriff when they're like on an eco.
那在回复里面的蝰蛇应该是会看到的。
哎，排站摸过去了。
This is a good adjustment though, I think, because you are like stretched thin.
能看一下了，提中路的位置了，陆克强。
There's a good position for really good position for Del B to be in. I think that that's got to be expected a little bit more. Also, the Harbor Wall didn't actually cover under, so Del B just has a free sightline once that Viper's Orb goes down.
满闪尼克的位置已经被发现了，而且还要再丢一个闪，哇，自己4面是人，这一次对于他来说真的很困难了。这个回合跟
Yeah, very nicely done.
战术是应该是一样的，对的。
So far, the quality of this map has been good.
问题是在于我们看到 Del B 的一个 timing， 他的一个
I think the 1v5 ace is a question. Like this, like having this amount of a gap here. Like Vukashi just wasn't ready to watch it. But he's worrying about Tube and maybe watching behind. It's a silly killjoy ult, no? I didn't even really pay attention to it, but yeah, like it was like pretty much as the plant went in, so yeah.
与其静候时机，不如主动出击。
对的，
更多的时候要去考虑怎么去限制对手的发挥了。
Who 1v5 ace? Nick.
攻方给出的一些进攻战术
I don't know if we have a clip of it.
化解的非常不错的。哎，我们来看一下我们这一次中场有的这样一个新的环节，对，可以模仿我们的这个喷漆啊，有些非常可爱的这个喷漆 ，Skin Please。
Skin Please 吗？我以为是想要把狂徒呢。 啊，同样对于选手来说，这种时候还是需要去绷紧自己的神经。上半场并不是一个很大的比分，对于 DRG 来说，赢下手枪分就能够追平。这个也很可爱啊。
Quiet map for the Russian goat Vukashu. Being played Sentinel on this map is incredibly difficult. You don't have the same freedom as you would do on other maps, I suppose.
手枪局及其附属后面的一个回合
Like to lurk.
能够去追回来的，对于两边来说都还有可以操作的空间。
And I think one of the things for like DRG, if they're a little bit under pressure, is they tend to group up. I think you could play him lurking more, but it's not like he's a lurking kind of sentinel. It's just he's so good mechanically. You almost just want him on those slight hits because he's good at being like the secondary entry. Like he's good at playing off the duelist because his aim is that good. It was a great 1v4. It was a bit of both, I'd say. It was amazing from Nick, like some of the shots to hit, but there were parts of it that sort of like left you scratching your head from AG's POV.
好的，来到下半场，两边攻防互换，由 AG 担任进攻方，由 DRG 担任防守方。看一下两边手枪局的博弈。
而且还有一个点是我们刚刚
I have it on
提到的 DLB 选手真的来到稍微解放了，豪爽，就是纯就对枪。
I'll just put it here for now.
现在从进攻方的角度来说，他要承担更多自由人或者
转到了以后，转好了以后，发现了方向没有人，很快的一个回合。
Oh my god, it's playing in the background. I got really confused. I thought I paused it, but I guess not.
接人的时候这种非常完美的手感。
A 区如出一辙的狂潮控前点，但第二时间进攻方是有。
Same sort of default on defense, pushing here. KO knife just good for this kind of reach.
这一波过点的技能给的还挺足。
TZH 这里的起技能的情
I mean, this could be a really interesting default. But I'm very curious on how like DRG tried to like work it out because I think they've got the right idea of like, all right, they used the KO knife towards B. They don't really have anything else. We can push up to A. But we don't need to overextend. Like, let's see what kind of default AG are playing, because right now it's just, yeah, you know, prodded towards B, but they still have, like, the Killjoy and Raze waiting over in this direction. Just trying to have a different HUD, yeah. I don't know why. Like, the text numbers are a bit different. The scoreboard, like, the full scoreboard shows how many timeouts each team has. Which I don't know why the main UI, the main HUD, doesn't have it. Like, I think that's such a... It's not like you're putting it in place of something else. I'll show you it when it comes up. Great damage to the Spitfires.
Luke 很想找到这个击杀，但是自己也处于一个很危险的位置。第二时间近点挂绳，但是试用期藏在点内有侧身。
Bit of an awkward fight for.
反手收掉 Luke 再接一个。混战之下，好像人数优势的是 DRG， 1打3残局该怎么办？
Clean everything else though.
他也开始发力了。
是来到了这个
So it's 1-all on pistols, isn't it?
没有很多需要前进压力的时候，也有这种可以去点小球的一个机会。刚刚爆能器可能想要去往前走。
But the China HUD was like a completely different color because of the like color red and stuff being such a. I don't know if regal's the right term, but it's a very like special color in China. Like naturally, everything in China like loves the red color scheme. But it means that they can't like they don't like to use red for bad colors, I suppose. Like that's why they have like blood censored out, or like they changed the color of blood to white because you know. In Chinese stock market, red means up while green means down. Yeah, I mean like it's. It's culturally such an important color for them. So they changed it so the red color was more like a yellow or a purple.
一甩，徐永琪还好是把小火龙给摘掉了，不然这局要出问题。
I refuse to believe it. I don't know that for certain, but it's more. It is very akin to what like China seems to do with like color schemes.
后续只剩 Bunt 了 ，Bunt 的位置也被发现了，那这一波就没什么。
Because I think also part of it is like they don't want the color red because they don't want their team to be cheered against because they're not the red team.
他们有2把手枪。
那接下来这一份奖励
But I guess like Riot's argument here is you both get to play on attack. So you both get to be the red team at some point. Shion saved it all. Yeah, it kind of had to. It was looking very messy beforehand.
2枪头部命中，用自己这个 丝滑的小走位。
试用期就很关键了，他
Delby 16-9
3杀稳定住了局势。
hasn't really worked out role-wise for Spitfires. I think the good thing, I suppose, is that if
枪械啊都是数位为主，同时我
like
看是
if
正义是狂徒。
all gamers it still doesn't work, it's easier, I guess, to replace a duelist than it would be for like a good sentinel.
这
再走一点点就要。
And you can't get an import either because Delby's
再往前挪一点。
Singaporean, I
就在
think.
边缘试探。
Maybe Indonesian. Like he's from APAC.
那
Yeah, good hold,
这一
good
波其实知
default.
道你陆克喜欢压，那我就架你，默
真
认克
是，
制。
Yeah, it's Indonesian.
对，我觉得这一个点是 AG 有捕捉到的，
反应很快。
对于 A 点的信息收集 ，DRG 更多的选择是让陆克用很激进的一个前压去收集到你对手到底有没有打。
What language did DRG communicate in? Full Chinese. Like it's full Mandarin.
已经是付出了一些代价在了。
那 B 区现在也有一些动静，知道蝰蛇在，刚刚又听到一个消
Like
息。
genuinely, there's no like English in there. Like it's just all Chinese unless they need to specifically talk to Bukashu.
动静去做出一个 fake 的假象。
是，给了自己2个技能在。
第二时间 H 要推到了。
Like this is one of the teams that has brought in an import and not like changed their comms to just be like all English or half English. Like
很多烟选择藏后点，拼一个短距离交
Bukashu is just in it.
到脸上了，还选择先退。
Like you literally see Bukashu like ping in areas of the maps and having his teammates stand in
打一
it.
波反清。
爆能接安置，但是第二时间引发的爆拳逼退
The
了。
man's played StarCraft trying to set up people.
试用期打一个，棒子有补枪，也有2个击杀，好像没有太多时间了。
那这样好像爆能器有点安置不下来了，就在左边。
吊臂3杀到手，第4个能找到吗？那个打掉了对手的
Oh man, nice clutch from Delby too.
完成了4杀。
This is a good bonus though for DRG. But it's just one player that survives.
只有去解决对手，因为他要去再找
Bukashu's just the guy singing payphone, or he's the guy sweating, spamming like the keyboard.
小火龙从另一侧支援过来了，把人架在中间。
Depends on the day.
这一分 AG 的进攻其实很有层次感，他留了一个决斗者在 B 区造假动静和摸牌。
Very nice, like first kill.
吊臂一把幻影定乾坤啊，4杀到手，
好恐怖。这个回合是相当关键的一个回合，但是我们还是不得不说的是，这个长
How does Bukashu keep up with that? I mean, he is playing Sentinel, so a lot of the stuff that he does is kind of on his own.
目前看来是出现了一些混迹的情
It's
况。
just like ranked, right? Nobody talks.
相对靠后的一个，
you-
他是选择了更加劣
He
势
just
的枪械。
deafens everybody and just plays his own game.
前点位的烟雾阻隔确实也是让 AG。
I think this is a bit worrying though. Like DRG, if you're in a position where you're using drone this early, you're saving like recon for the execute. So as soon as they come in, you recon like here, they all get pinged.
唐昭浩好像有点想去抓背身。
And then what you've got, I thought you might have the operator here with just this position, but like a double stack holding here.
碰撞马上就要开始了。
对 DRG 在 B 点没有选择特别贪的往前。
KW just like comp, yeah.
也没有收集到比较多的信息上面。
He's from EMEA ranked, he knows.
就是 AG 哎，第二时间要来了，对。
这波感觉要打了，要来看一下怎么打了。进来，我看出已经是把 DLB 先给接掉了，上2楼这样上。
Flash just didn't hit. It didn't matter. Spitfires is just gonna barrel through people. Okay, he's here.
安装是没问题了，反手链球在保守进。
You got a Spectre and a Bulldog.
要对枪了，看一下我开始的一个位置。
This almost feels more like a bonus here with how this has been going, but it's pretty much a full buy up in some cases.
正面稍微做点动静，让唐指导来也可以。
Walls up, Spitfire's just out waiting. There comes the flank from TCH. IGL Sword 9 in his own clutch. With a Spectre, knows that they're behind. You can play time a bit more. You don't have to gun for this.
没有一个捡枪的机会啊。
但是这个包是不是不好守啊？他想换位。
Yeah, perfect.
过去了。
Actually, really good response.
开低，小心头顶。
Oh, and going over the top too.
一半抬枪路脚步挂绳。
Really well played from Sword 9.
剑敲头带掉了。
Got very close.
这个就是经验。
But I really like the decision to just sort of get out of there and just play time more than
没有问题
going for a
有
fight.
一点点赌的成分在哪？就如果说这是一个假低的话，他会挺危险。一旦对手靠后架枪，他的害灵是没有什么发挥空间的。
是，但是他一直保持在了一个。
These are really close rounds. But it's been a fantastic map. I thought that this would be a little bit more,
是的。
I guess,
那现在比分的优势来到了 AG 这
like
一边
messy,
DRG 进入到了经济上的
one-sided
如何
perhaps.
扭转呢？其实我觉得手枪局对于这支队伍来说，他们枪难很多，翻分的
You got an eco now.
一样需要去小心。已经贴到了脸上
Already one with a shotty. Oh, and you just run right onto that angle with Xion. Again, because you don't have the drone, this is something the DRG could just keep fighting for. You're going to get so much value with just either having the operator positioned here or... Because if they just... Really, they're only going to keep KO knifing this. So if you could like actually get ahead of it... Oh, as they KO knife, if you're back here, KO knife just go into that space afterwards. They can't recheck it.
纪律性上面还是会做得非常的不错的，就是如果你前面不去滴这个爆能器，剩下的人就我枪很大的优势，感觉想要来试一下。
Yeah, because you're just a bit further ahead before they can really do much more damage, so there's only 2 kills.
搜集和转化很迅速。刚刚地图上出现了一个pin点，那也就是当时远端 Nick 的位置，然后我记得应该
Nihao read it, but unlucky.
其中一人完成了混烟击杀。
They just go by TZH.
没有，就是你是手枪狙，然后直接举着短炮就大脚步冲到你脸上了。
I remember what Nisa means.
风格就是如此，但是此时比分分差。
I think it's like smoky or something like that. Smoky.
举起了出来，看看能否造出一些改变。
上个回合还好，但是前2个回合 AG 是险之又险的赢了下来，但是只要赢下来，现在他们的比分已经来到了2位数。明狙要看明狙架哪里了 ，TZH 在1楼的位置已经帮忙解决掉了1人。
是的。 第二时间，狂烈之怒直接架设想要抓，但是没抓着。烟散，这过点 Monk 应该不太敢过的。现在
4v5 now, you've already lost Spitfires. Right kind of thing though. DRG just keeping pressure in B main as much as they possibly can.
而且他们这个阵容啊，之前就好像说到一点是，他们没有选择到
because of that first kill, it's gonna keep the operator glued over here. But like you kind of need to. That's the only like downside, I suppose, is just with how powerful this is without a drone, means that the jet has to be there all the time. How hard are my AG guts dominating DRG? They're playing better for sure. This is their map pick, and Vukashi got suppressed. I think the wall just slowed him enough. Like, knows the timing, but because that harbor wall like slows you for half a second, it just caught him half a second later. Why did they null command? I don't hate the idea realistically, because if you win this, DRG are on an eco again. Like, just save, don't push. No, I think DRG, like, they've used 4 ultimates. Just be like, alright, you have this round. We're gonna just save our guns and go next. Because you push in, you die, now you're on an eco, and all gamers should be able to get to 12. Is a solo KO on Icebox cooking? I wouldn't necessarily say so. Like, it's okay. I think just a silver would be better.
是很大的，但是这样的一个投资，我觉得一是换到了相当关键的比分，再然后把本身 DRG 不好的一个经济就打得更加崩溃了。难受的，下一分只能做混起，一旦混起没有稳住翻盘的话，再见。
The fact that both teams are running like Harbor Viper is surprising. I just no team that we've seen so far in China is playing like the old like Sage comp. These I mean swamp in Chinese. Oh yeah, it's like swampy TZH.
他知道 DLB 或知道 Spitfires 很有可能会从这个位置拉出来，但是第二时间在对方进点的过程中却没有给到太多阻碍了。
是。
The second time out for DRG.
11的比分啊，我们发现今天的这场比赛里面 ，DRG 好像能够去用自己不讲道理的个人能力去。
Yeah, I feel like if you're DRG there, it's just
越拉越少。
Once the Reckoning comes out, because they used the Killjoy ult to get in on site, they used the Viper's Pit on the plant, they then used the KO ultimate, not really off of anything, I don't think. So maybe you could have just been like, they've used 3 ults, and then the Reckoning, as soon as the Reckoning's used, I'm like, oh, let's just go. Like, give them the round, save our guns, make sure we have a good full buy, because we have like good ultimates, and they only have Showstopper now. I say only, but like all of these used in 1 round. Feels like a free map game. Yeah, potentially. It was all free mappers yesterday.
那这样的话其实是偏稳的打法，因为 A 区对面渗透的是最快，或者最有机会抓住击杀的。
It's kind of a good recon actually.
关键逐风是没了。
Just gets like the top of this, so if anybody like tries to like eke out into this
狂
space.
潮和瀑流是进攻方这里的瀑流，防守方的一个狂潮，在前点有非常多的交互，而且巡离剑。
Because you got sunset and then you've got breeze.
暴露出来我 A 点到底前点有多少人，
是
给到了 DRG 现在来说防守 A 点。
And even though this is DRG's pick, I do kind of like fancy all gamers on that map. If they manage to win this, I think Sunset's really like theirs for the taking. If they lose Sunset and it goes to Breeze, I'm leaning more towards DRG at that point.
他能够强行踩住某一个范围，让你不敢来碰我。
是。看一下这个回合准备怎么去推进啊？第二时间准备来到 B 点，这个回合还。
But I guess I'm not as high on DRG as other people are.
知道 TZH 还有比较多的技能在这边可以去拖，直接选择晚焰火来找人了。
能看到吗？头顶。
I thought they would have expected TZH being up here.
2楼的位置
Because you saw them try to break the knife.
再给出来，这第二时间好像有点不好进来了，两个手稳都给出，爆能器只能去滴一下，有人在穿 TZH。
That doesn't necessarily tell you that they're up here, but like this is the better place to play up against the KO because like if there's a KO knife that goes on the top of the yellow, you can't break it from that side.
位置给摘掉了，这样这一分应该是。
They have no time left to save.
此时 Sportnight 从这个
They got absolutely stalled out.
但有点不影响局面了，最后也被时间拖干。
Luke 的任务是去搞把枪，
能搞到吗？
搞把枪。
哎 ，Sportnight 倒了。
I think it's the whole like, oh, we're on an anti-eco, we can go B.
这个回合的，其实我刚刚有想说一个伏笔，但是又怕被大家说。
That's all it seemed to like
晚焰火
come
它可
down
能会比
to.
较难搜的位置就是 B 点这个位置，会有一点不好去搜，因为如果是 A 点的话，它的障碍物其实是会比较多的。
They just couldn't get the plan down.
飞得够好的话，我会好搜一点，但是在这个位置2楼，你第一时间不跳2楼，就会有点看不到2楼的位置。
其实我一开始也以为是要飞2楼的。
Alright, bit more fight back. No time else left for DRG to just use the last one. And like, yeah, ultimates here.
TZH 这个回合可以说是用自己的操
Bit
作
tricky now.
为队伍撑下了非常关键的一回合，因为这个回合是消耗掉了小火龙的终极技能。
对，并且中位技能的优势也来到了DRG。
Any other real adjustments? Yeah, not really. You've got the alarm bot to speed back a little bit for elbow.
很难过的。
是。这个回复非常长，而且还是那个问题，就是你是
It
KO 的话，
broke
你很难
this,
抓回去。
but
你
was
是有说法去硬抓
it
的。
a Nana Swarm? Could have been.
标到了，对吧？就穿一穿。
Most likely.
对的。
但是 KO 它只有一个比较模糊的这个位置或者区间。
但是他在前点自己放了一个，我们看到 DLP 是放了一个。
It's a shame that all gamers didn't sort of try to prod this a bit more. If you had an owl drone, it would be a lot easier.
自己的这个回复里面。
But just there's no support for the Vipers. If you actually do get like a drone ping, manage to pick them off, it's completely open. There's no like alarm bot playing over here either, anything like that.
有2名队友在中路 ，DRG 这一分对于 A 区的这个
Just literally plug in the hole.
更高一些的。
对的。 徐小琪自己是满技能的，而且手里还是有爆拳的。如果这波要
So it's 12, 12, and 12. It's 50, 15, and 5 here.
爆拳加放置全面封锁，
Molly's nice. Nick gets one from backside.
有一个背身，但第一时间 Nick 有点不太好去追，
而且打不掉这个。
What ultimates did they have?
索奈被捆住，哎，捆了
Gets two.
两个人都被
Could only just tell.
一个非常靠前的位置。
Again, they're stalled out with like 10 seconds left.
而且这个回合应该是进不来了。Luke 很想去找人再来。
DLP 打了一个，但是感觉有点不解渴啊，这一分没有办法了。
That's DRG on 9. Money's now starting to look tight from more gamers. I think a timeout here would be good.
啊，也是直接被
Because you've 2 rounds now. One was against the Nico where you've sort of run low on time and you just get stalled out.
慢慢的回暖了。
Like DRG playing the defense as it should be, like perfectly.
局势又变得焦灼了起来。
这个暂停还是给到了 DRG 在思路上面非常大的一个帮助啊。
我们能看到两边的暂停其实调整效果都不错的。上半场3比4比分时 ，AG 叫了个暂停之后，直接反超到了6比4了。
对。
那此时现在呢，我觉得他们可能也需要一些调整的机会或者调整的情况了。
对的。
来了，叫了。
那这样的话 ，AG 也是反拍了一手暂停，因为对于他们来说，其实他们想要
good timeout from all gamers.
非常接近的，但是对手也追上来的分数也其实就是只差2分了。
现在
we didn't run out
互相角力的感觉。
That's what I need to double check actually.
都会有一些成效。那此时最后的一个暂停是常规时段的暂停，是由 AG 这边叫出。
Whilst we have a timeout, let's watch that 1v5 Icebox.
一些好的增益。
发现了黄墙没有人，很快的一个回手阶段把反或者效果
Really good transfer there.
如果来到了一个1打3，最后的加时阶段
Sees the barrel as well from Spitfires.
这个已经4个了，而且他还保持了一个不错的血量。10秒的时
And
间
it's just, I'm surprised the Sod9 just wasn't expecting this at all.
是我觉得其实来到下半场之后，
A hell of a flick though from Nick. Unbelievable ace.
接人这一方面，他们是做的越来越熟练了。就其实他们在上半场自己打进攻时面对的问题，在下半场对手身上又出现了一次，就是好像往往这张地图接的人会更舒服一些。
对，两边都是枪法，其实我们都验
Eyes
证过了。
pretty jank as well.
当你有价城优势的时候，我们看到了价点的人都
Don't like choke this all gamers, please.
前压吗？前点位控球。
They've looked the better team for the majority of this map, but ever since they got onto 11,
他这个终极技能还是有一点小距离在的啊。这波
they
打得
started to panic a little bit, like, oh, we're so close. Let's just get it over the line. And that's just where so many teams make so many
很
mistakes.
有可能会冲过来去抓这个吸球人，正面。
Full flash Xion. But you can't. Oh, you can. Never mind. I was gonna say you can't really like follow through on that.
前点位2颗进一番能交
But they
完，
do. It's just
没
late.
有办法拉枪线了。
是你从后段跳中段，那前段怎么去处理呢？
Yep, just holding in the right places. Was this a buy up too?
短炮带走这个暂停后的调
What
整。
was the scoreline before the comeback?
我觉得可能会有一个博弈是在于一开始前点让 Nick 去
It wasn't like super one-sided. Like it's not like there was like 6 or 7 maps
所以
difference.
我的2段进一翻腾，从后段来中段就是想去抓你中间的人，结果中间没人，所有人退在了后面。
It was like 11-7.
就变成了累赘了。
但是那个0点秀探应该是确定没人的，所以不太好确定刚刚到底发生了什么情况。但对于 AG 来说，不幸中的万幸是依旧有经济，但此时来到了悬崖的边缘，这一分是 AG 的关键分。
Half armor and stuff here. Money's looking really good. You got the operator set up as well on this defense.
在追分了，手里还有一把明狙在手。
Blinded now.
这回合想要去打下中。
So now you're able to like actually push up to
渗透速度偏慢
all of this space. Same setup with the killjoy things. Obviously the same wall every time.
用了很多次了。先打炮塔，第
Are
二
they just in front? Oh, they're on top of yellow.
唐照开接打掉了，
And you got this
有点慌
mid
了，
split.
不知道点内的人到哪儿了。
但 TZH 在防守方掉了
Fully hit by the flash. Lucasio actually gets the player lurking through gate here. And then just with all of this chaos, Luke has been able to actually just stay in this spot. Can't get cleared. Good trade. Important trade from Delby onto Vu.
只剩下 Delby 一个人了，但是他要有一个压力是在于爆能器掉在了前点。哦，这个狂潮
好像没隔到。
哎，正好
You got 2 Phantoms too, so the spray. You have got time to rotate if you want.
打箭暴露位置，第二时
It looks like that's what Delby's gonna do.
可以帮他拿中路的信息。
How long until DRG realize it's a possibility?
确实他掉的这个位置啊，他不是完全掉在了这个。
And how long till they
跟
respond?
这个墙它有一点。
But this is the right choice though. It'd be more embarrassing if you rotate over to A and they just plant B. Like just stay together, hold for it. If you hit a plant on A,
回防了，
just
可以去按下来的话，那
play retake that way.
这是一个2级反转，这样对于防守方来说压力是蛮大的。如果刚刚爆能器还是在那样的一个位置的话，实际上局面是完全不一样的。接下来就要看 DRG 这2位选手的协同了。Delby 的话手里是有纳米风群。
有一个
Do you think she'll be able to keep up with Kang? Yeah, it's just for both teams how much they support their like star
出
duelists.
枪打这个海顿，不然的话，对吧？对面直接就拆完了。
Oh, they almost. Oh my god, that was so
你
close.
想要去压更多的枪，真的是比较困难
It。was a little bit wank with how we like peaked and the spray that happened on the second player.
很突然啊！
Like DRG got very lucky there.
立刻完成了补枪，那关键分丢失。
Yeah, they brought Xion in. They didn't make any roster moves because they're both on the team. It was just
而且
bringing on your
这
sub
个地方真的是叫做向死而生啊。
benching
他只能因为他的
Bingwei.
逐风已经过了，而且他已知中路的位置已经是。
But it used to be the other way around for Evolution. When they went into Ascension, they benched Xion and then
拖到
brought up Dingwei.
来，
哦，
很关键。
通过连败补偿进行强起。
So it's like their 6 man coming in.
Bont 的话是只能搞到一把数位了。
而且整体站位变得保守了许多，不太敢去抓对面的前点位站人了。目前 AG 也是没有任何的再次调整的时间了。上一个暂停好像效果
Kenna gets the Viper, I think, on B.
颓势，并且一旦这一分再丢，对手就要拿盘点了。
是，要来了，
干拉吗？哇！
Oh, this would be incredibly sad for all gamers if they manage to let this slip.
收集到更多的信息，但是你确实要付出的代价就是你不知道对手明局在哪里的时候，你就是50%的概率有可能要被抽掉。
但这张地图其实双烟体系
Kind of those games where you do.
空间不大的，因为你那个铺流往中段一
Like
推，
Spitfires has been dying first
选择的这个价钱
consistently.
看不到人的。
其实，在上个回合之前
And I guess that's the one problem that all gamers don't have. Like, if DRG are looking a little bit worse for wear, Vukashu can have some crazy rounds. Nick won a crazy, like, ace. Luke has his moments for sure. But I don't think you really have that for all gamers, just a player that's, like, gonna... Like Spitfires can't do that, I don't think, to the same level.
应该是7分追到了12分啊。
7比11叫了的那个关键暂停。
So that's, like, a bit of a concern, I guess.
AG 现在情况有点不对了，而且我们一直知道，他们其实连败已经拉满了，每个回合留下来的经济也不是很多。
是，可以看到对于民居的选位上，可能 AG 没有太强的一个预警。那接下来其实这个问题还是需要去解决的，他们永远都是有烟可用的，毕竟双烟体系。 限制住民居后续稳定的推进进点。
AG another 11-13. Oh god, yeah, you're right. Another map where like all gamers just lose.
哎，这回推了个狂潮，民居就没有什么发挥空间了。
人得往后走，因为剑九手里是有无效命令可以没收这个巨刃的。
是的。
看一下这个回合 AG。
Yeah, it's really like impressive with how DRG have pulled this back.
强势的近点终极技能的。
哎，但是民居在铺流影响不到的地方顺爆出来。I
wouldn't necessarily say that this is like a comp difference either.
技能火，尼克开转，吊臂完成了补枪，但人数依旧是劣势，还在接尼克一个双杀。
What's this now? 2 versus 3.
补枪，但此时又是一个2打3的。
Spike still hasn't been planted. Fake plant. See if they can get what plays to waterfall out. It's a good position for Monk to be in. Really good position considering he only has a Spectre.
是的，短打长打赢了。
2 versus 2 now. Vukashu's still alive.
有机会吗？
Just peeks out. Gets both of them. All right. Really well played from DRG, but you're going to be kicking yourselves if you're all gamers. It comes back, I think, like to that round where you use 4 ultimates. And then just the attacking side not having like a silver, I suppose. But the KO, I think, was nice on defense to give you some bits of information, but on attack, it's just too many positions to clear, too many 50-50 angles. The flashes are only so good, I guess.
正面的接架是一丝不苟啊，同样的技能上的优势也体现了出来。
It's a shame because I think like all gamers, like the ideas that they seem to have are good. The way that they play together is good. I think just what they lack is a bit of that kind of like flashy power. People are good at like playing the roles, but I mean, I like DLB moving over to the Sentinel instead of Duelist. I think that looks good. Spitfires, who already didn't look good playing Sentinel, didn't look that great on Duelist, I don't think. Not in comparison to other duelists that we have in the region.
不讲道理的这种个人发挥去完成破局。那 AG 的战术的针对是做得非常不错的，但是当真的比分我们看到最后是以一个11比13结束的时候 ，AG 掏了很多的办法。
But a good mental turnaround for DRG.
但是真正硬拼起
Well, being 11-7 down and being able to win 6 in a row.
接这件事上可能做的会更好一些，就无论是 AG 还是那包括现在这一波 DLB 这边，他在接架上他能赚出如此。
Heartbreaking comeback for AG. Yeah, it's let it slip out of their hands, so they're still without a map. But hopefully people are starting to see what I mean, where it's like, this isn't like a complete tragic team that doesn't know what... This isn't like DFM or Global Esports-esque of just them getting bodied. Like, there's some, like, promising stuff in there. It's just always lacking something. Like, it literally came down to, like, if they don't lose that 1 versus 5 against Nick, they probably win. And, like, those big mistakes in the big league cost you massively, so yeah.